video to address a question that I get quite often, enough where I wrote a full blog post about it, and that's this week's blog post. I hope you'll go check it out at experientiallearningdepot.com. So the question is, how do I do experiential learning on the cheap? It needs to be budget friendly. Most teachers have this in mind. It's just how it is. No one wants to spend a ton of money, especially their own money, to teach. And the good news is that with experiential learning, you don't have to. Experiential learning is incredibly community and place-based. So my first tip to keep it budget-friendly is to use the community as a resource. I have a full blog post just on that one tip. So instead of purchasing everything, put your feelers out there, network within the community, and see what physical resources you can get, as well as what expertise you can get. You'd be surprised at how many people really want to help out, especially if there's a collaboration going on and it's mutually beneficial to both parties, to your class and to the community that's working with you, the community members. So number 2 is work with what you have. I do a lot of upcycling. So my students know before they design their projects that we're either working within a really tight budget and they need to use what we have in our classroom, or just assume that it needs to be free, and they design their projects around that. It kind of adds this extra challenge, this element of problem solving, that how can I get this done? How can I learn about this concept while not spending a ton of money to do so? So that's my second tip. First tip, use the community as a resource. Second tip, use what you have. And my third tip is student-led fundraising. My students use fundraisers as a learning experience in themselves. There's budgeting involved, there's coordination involved, there's hosting involved, and planning, and all of these skills that we want our students, including our teenagers, to possess when they graduate. So that's not all there is. Those are just my 3 quick tips. I encourage you to go to the blog post on experiential learning on the cheap to get a few more details, some examples, and more options for budget-friendly learning in your classroom.